Hi guys, welcome back to Flick Finesse. Today, we're diving into the top 12 best thriller movies that you might have missed. These are hidden gems full of suspense, twists, and edge-of-your-seat moments. Movies that didn't get the hype they deserved, but are totally worth your time. From psychological thrillers to intense crime dramas, we've got it all. So grab your popcorn and let's get started. Number 12. Lost in the Stars. Lost in the Stars is a Chinese mystery thriller, directed by Kui Rui and Liu Xian. The story follows Heifei, who travels with his wife Muzi to celebrate their anniversary. After a night of drinking, he wakes up and finds that Muzi has disappeared without a trace. The next day, another woman appears, claiming to be his wife, with valid documents and photos. Fei insists that she is an imposter, but nobody seems to believe him. As he searches desperately for the truth, he meets a sharp lawyer, Chen Mai, who offers help. Together, they begin to uncover a web of secrets, lies, and betrayal on the island. The film constantly plays with the audience through sudden twists and turns. Just when you think you know what is going on, the story shifts in a new direction. Zhu Yilong delivers a strong performance as the husband caught in a nightmare. Nini brings intelligence and elegance to her role as the lawyer. The mystery is intense, and the atmosphere is filled with tension and suspicion. Lost in the Stars is not without flaws. The plot sometimes feels exaggerated, and the melodramatic ending may not satisfy everyone. But overall, it is a stylish and gripping thriller that keeps you entertained with its suspense and unpredictable reveals. Number 11. Dismissed. David Butler was a good English teacher in a small-town high school. He loved his work and always tried to be fair with his students. One day, a new transfer, Lucas Ward, arrived. Polite, charming, and ambitious. Lucas quickly won attention, but hid a darker side beneath the charm. After a disappointing grade, Lucas began to manipulate and terrorize David. What starts as pressure over schoolwork becomes a frightening campaign to destroy his life. The movie unfolds as a slow-burning psychological thriller, full of tension and dread. Dylan Sprouse plays Lucas with chilling precision, while Kent Osborne gives David real humanity. Their confrontation is the driving force that holds the film together. Dismissed leans on some familiar cliches, but never loses its grip on suspense. A tense tale about ambition, obsession, and how far someone will go for perfection. Number 10. Backcountry. Alex and Jen decide to spend a romantic weekend in the Canadian wilderness. Alex knows the forest from his youth and convinces Jen to trust his guidance. At first, their journey feels like an adventure, surrounded by beautiful landscapes. But soon, they lose their way deep in the woods, without a map or proper supplies. The situation grows more desperate each day as hunger and fear set in, and the couple discovers that a black bear has started to stalk them. The film builds slowly, showing the tension in their relationship. But once the danger arrives, the story turns brutal and frightening. The bear scenes are filmed with realism, making the horror feel very natural, and the constant atmosphere of isolation adds to the suspense. Backcountry is a raw and gripping survival thriller, based on a true story. A simple but very effective film that shocks with its realism, a harsh reminder of how small people are against the power of nature. Number 9. Intruder. Seo Jin is an architect who still struggles with the trauma of losing his wife. One day, his younger sister, Yoo-jin, suddenly returns home after being missing for 25 years. The family is happy to see her again, but soon strange changes begin to appear in the house. Yoo-jin behaves oddly and gradually starts to influence their parents in an unnatural way. Seo-jin feels something is wrong and suspects that the woman is not really his sister. But nobody believes him, and he begins to lose trust in everyone around him. The film is presented as a psychological thriller mixed with family drama. The story builds on paranoia, mystery, and the theme of identity, The atmosphere remains tense, as the viewer is kept uncertain about the truth until the very end. Intruder is not free from cliches, but it manages to deliver an unsettling mood. A dark Korean thriller that mixes family secrets with psychological fear and will hold the attention of those who enjoy slow-burning mystery stories. Number 8. Nocturne. Juliet is a shy piano student who studies at a prestigious music academy together with her twin sister Vivian. Both are talented musicians, but Vivian is more confident and already has the attention of teachers, while Juliet feels invisible and left behind. One day, after the sudden death of another student, Juliet discovers a strange notebook filled with drawings and musical notes. From this moment, her life slowly begins to change. The book seems to give her the courage she never had before, and she starts to believe she can finally step out of her sister's shadow. In this condition, Juliet becomes more ambitious and determined to prove herself, but the pressure inside the academy grows heavier. The line between talent, hard work, and something darker starts to blur. The film carefully shows how ambition and rivalry can push someone into unknown territory, mixing psychological tension with hints of the supernatural, without ever giving a clear answer. Nocturne is led by Sydney Sweeney in the role of Juliet and Madison Iseman as Vivian. Both actresses bring a believable portrait of two sisters caught between love and competition. Their performances make the story feel more grounded and emotional, keeping the audience invested in their conflict until the very end. Number 7. Julia's Eyes. Julia's Eyes tells the story of Julia, a woman who suffers from a degenerative disease that is slowly taking away her eyesight. After the mysterious death of her twin sister, Sarah, who was also blind, everyone around believes it was suicide. But Julia is convinced something more sinister happened. Determined to uncover the truth, she begins her own investigation. But the closer she gets, the more she feels the presence of someone constantly watching her. The tension is heightened by her fading vision, making her journey both dangerous and terrifying. This is a Spanish psychological thriller produced by Guillermo del Toro and directed by Guillermo Morales. While the film sometimes uses familiar horror tropes, it stands out thanks to its heavy atmosphere, gripping suspense, and the excellent performance of Belén Reda in the main role. The movie manages to keep the audience in constant unease until the finale. Even if it may not reach the level of genre masterpieces, it remains a strong one-time watch with a haunting and emotional tone. Number 6. Nerve. Nerve is a high school thriller, directed by Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman. The story follows shy student Vina, who tries to live a normal life until she gets drawn into an online game of dares called Nerve. At first, the game seems fun and exciting, but soon the challenges become increasingly risky and public. She is paired with Ian, a daring classmate, and together they must complete dares while being watched by thousands of online viewers. The situation escalates quickly, and Vina finds herself in dangerous and unpredictable situations, all while struggling to trust the intentions of those around her. The film explores themes of social pressure, anonymity, and the addictive nature of digital culture, while keeping the story tense and energetic. The performances of Emma Roberts and Dave Franco bring charm and relatability to their characters, making the audience invested in their journey. This is a modern teen thriller with fast pacing, visually engaging sequences, and unexpected twists, making it a fun and gripping one-time viewing experience. Number 5. Last Night of Amore. Franco Amore is a Milanese police lieutenant on his final night before retirement. After decades of service, he is quietly preparing his farewell speech at home when an urgent call drags him into the city's dangerous underbelly. The night quickly becomes tense and unpredictable, as Franco is forced to confront the consequences of a side deal he was involved in and navigate a web of crime, moral choices, and personal dilemmas. Everything he values, his career, integrity, and relationship with his wife, is suddenly at stake. The film builds suspense throughout a single night, as Franco faces difficult decisions while maintaining a record. He has never fired his gun. The nocturnal streets of Milan provide a dark and atmospheric backdrop. The movie is a gripping Italian thriller, with strong performances, moody cinematography, and a story that keeps viewers guessing, making it a one-time viewing definitely worth watching. Number 4. Unknown. The film follows a group of men who wake up in a locked warehouse with no memory of who they are or how they got there. As panic and suspicion rise, they realize that one of them may have sinister intentions. The story revolves around identity, betrayal, and survival. The tension builds as each character's true nature slowly comes to light. The narrative keeps the audience guessing until the very end. Jim Caviezel leads the cast alongside Greg Kinnear and Bridget Moynihan. The performances are solid, with Caviezel conveying confusion and fear effectively, while Kinnear adds a layer of charm and ambiguity. Moynihan plays a critical role, linking the strands of the mystery together. The chemistry between the actors helps maintain engagement, despite some pacing issues in the middle. The film mixes elements of mystery, thriller, and suspense with occasional touches of psychological drama. Each twist and revelation is timed to heighten anxiety and make viewers question every character's motive. The warehouse setting adds a claustrophobic feel, which complements the amnesia plot and keeps the story tight and tense, even if some parts feel slightly predictable. Number 3. The Purity of Vengeance. Detective Carl Merck and his team from Department Q return in The Purity of Vengeance, the fourth film in the Danish crime thriller series. The story begins with the discovery of mummified bodies, concealed behind a false wall in an old Copenhagen apartment. This grim find leads them to investigate a notorious women's institution on Sprogge Island, historically known for forced sterilizations and harsh treatment of women labeled as morally defective. The film skillfully blends present-day investigation with flashbacks that reveal the dark and disturbing past of the institution. The tension is built through detailed character development, atmospheric storytelling, and the gradual unveiling of a complex conspiracy rather than relying on fast-paced action. The team's dynamics and emotional struggles add depth to the narrative, providing a compelling mix of crime procedural and psychological drama. While some viewers find parts of the plot predictable, the film is praised for its strong performances, well-rounded characters, and haunting portrayal of historical injustices. The Purity of Vengeance offers a gripping and thoughtful take on Nordic noir, balancing suspense with emotional resonance and moral complexity. Number 2. Stay. The Stay movie is a psychological thriller, directed by Mark Forster. The film is set in a surreal version of New York City, where reality and imagination constantly blur. The story follows Henry Leatham, a troubled young man who plans to commit suicide, and Sam Foster, a psychiatrist who tries to help him. Henry is plagued by hallucinations and visions that make it difficult for Sam to understand what is real and what is in Henry's mind. The film combines elements of psychological drama and thriller. There are a few suspenseful scenes, but for the most part, the film moves at a dreamlike pace, exploring themes of life, death, and human perception. Nevertheless, the movie is gripping, and the thriller aspect is fully justified here. The performances of Ryan Gosling and Ewan McGregor are compelling, and the visuals enhance the surreal atmosphere. The film received mixed reviews from critics, with some finding it confusing or pretentious. It was underappreciated by audiences and a box office failure, but has since gained a cult following. Number 1. 127 Hours. Aaron Ralston, an experienced mountaineer, goes hiking alone in a remote canyon in Utah without telling anyone about his plans. During his adventure, he encounters two lost hikers and guides them briefly before continuing on his own. While exploring a narrow canyon passage, Aaron becomes trapped by a large boulder. With limited supplies and completely isolated, he faces the harsh realities of survival. Over the next several days, Aaron records video diaries, reflects on his life, recalls memories of loved ones, and struggles against the physical and mental challenges of his situation. The film focuses on his inner journey, highlighting the resilience of the human spirit and the will to survive in the face of overwhelming odds. Instead of dramatic chases or action scenes, the tension builds through atmosphere and Aaron's emotional and psychological experience. 127 Hours is a gripping survival drama that explores courage, endurance, and self-discovery in a confined and intense setting, allowing viewers to experience the full impact firsthand. That's our list of the top 12 thrillers you might have missed. Hit like, subscribe, and comment which one you're watching first. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.